Hey there, final season is upon us, so let's go ahead and review some of our trig identities. And today we're going to take a look at the addition and subtraction trig identities. Let's go. Okay, so today we're going to take a look at the sine addition and subtraction formula and the cosine addition and subtraction formula. So what this says is the sine of angle A plus B or angle A minus B. So for the sine formula, start by writing sine, cosine, cosine, sine. Okay, now for the angles, go ahead and just fill in AB, AB. And now for this middle here, sine of A plus or minus B. For the sine formula, it's the same thing, plus or minus, okay? So sine of A plus B is sine A times cosine B plus cosine A times sine B. And if you follow the bottom line, sine of angle A minus angle B is sine of A times cosine of B minus cosine of A sine of B. Now let's look at how it's different for the cosine formula. So your start looks like this. Cosine, cosine, sine, sine. Okay, now for the angles, same thing, AB, AB. Now, unlike the sine formula, where addition led to addition and subtraction led to subtraction, cosine is the opposite. Plus minus here, minus plus here. This means cosine of angle A plus B is cos A times cos B minus sine A times sine B. And cos A minus B is cos A cos B plus sine A sine B. All right, so again, the sine formula goes sine, cosine, cosine, sine. The cosine formula goes cosine, cosine, sine, sine. Now, let's look at how to use these. All right, typically, problems involving the addition and subtraction formulas will say things like find the exact value. And what that's telling you is put your calculator down. It's going to involve square roots. And so you're going to need to use your identity triangles instead of your calculator, which will give you an approximation of an irrational number, right? Okay, so find the exact value, ding, ding, ding. We need the addition subtraction formulas of the sine of 15 degrees. So our identity triangles are 0, 30, 45, 60, 90, right? The points on the unit circle. So as I look at these, how could I use addition and subtraction to create a 15? Well, I see two ways. 30 and 45 are 15 apart, so I could do 45 minus 30. I also noticed that 45 and 60 are 15 apart, so I could do 60 minus 45. I'm going to go ahead and work with 30 and 45. So it would go like this. I will rewrite the sine of 15 degrees as the sine of 45 degrees minus 30 degrees. And now I will write the formula for my sine subtraction. So start with sine, cosine, cosine, sine. Add in your angles, right? A, B, A, B. And now remember that when these guys are different, sine, cosine, that means these guys are same. So if this is minus, this is also minus. Now I'm ready to go. So what I need now is a triangle with 45 degrees and a triangle with 30 degrees so that I can remember what these things are. Okay, so in my unit circle, my hypotenuse is 1. The side opposite 30 degrees will be 1/2 the hypotenuse. And the remaining side, the side opposite the 60, is going to be root 3 times the side opposite the 30. And that now sets me up to find my sine and my cosine. 45 degrees. Okay, when my hypotenuse is 1, then I know that my triangle sides will be 1 over root 2, or when I rationalize that. And if what I just did here with my 30, 60, 90 and my 45, 45, 90 triangle is unknown to you, go check out this video and remind yourself of the basic points on your unit circle and the triangles that they come from, the special triangles. But now I can go ahead and fill this in. So sine of 45 degrees, sine, that's opposite over hypotenuse, root 2 over 1. All these things will be over 1. So Okay, so sine of 45, root 2 over 2, times the cosine of 30, right? That's the adjacent over hypotenuse. That's times root 3 over 2, minus the cosine of 45 adjacent over hypotenuse times the sine of 30 opposite over hypotenuse. Now I go ahead and simplify. Root 2 times root 3 gets me root 6. 2 times 2 gets me 4, minus root 2 over 2 times 1 over 2 gets me root 2 over 4. These have the same denominator, so I can just subtract their numerators. And that is your exact value, right? I'm not approximating either of these irrational square root numbers. All right, let's do another one. Let's find the exact value of the cosine of 105 degrees. Okay, if we think through our numbers, how would we construct a 105? That's right, 45 plus 60. Cosine, let's write that formula. So the cosine of 45 plus 60, cosine, cosine, sine, sine, AB, AB. And now these are sames, cosine and cosine, which means this is opposite. So if this is plus, this wants to be minus. It's just my little hack to remember. Let's go ahead and see if we can work from memory, right? Because if you don't just know off the top of your head what the cosine of 60 or the sine of 45 is, you might actually want to make some flashcards and learn that, because those are things you'll use over and over and over again. Okay, so let's see if you can remember. Cosine 45, that one should be easy. Root 2 over 2, that's right. Okay, cosine of 60, you remember? If you don't remember, just write a little triangle. Opposite the 60 is the root 3 over 2. Opposite the 30 is the 1/2. Cosine, that's adjacent. Cosine of 60 is 1/2. Minus sine 45, that's easy. I say it's easy because cosine 45, sine 45, they're the same and they're always root 2 over 2, as opposed to the 60s and the 30s and the cosines and the sines, those dance around. And finally, sine of 60, well, if the cosine of 60 is 1/2, the sine of 60 must be root 3 over 2. All right, let's combine each term here. Root 2 over 4 minus root 6 over 4. So the cosine of 105 degrees is root 2 minus root 6 over 4. Let's think about, does this make sense? What quadrant is 105 in? That's right, it's over there in the second quadrant. Cosine is our x value. That's in the negative. So it makes sense that our value will be a negative number. All right, let's do one more that's a little tricky. Okay, find the sine of a plus b if the sine of a is negative 12 over 13 and a is between pi and 3 pi over 2, and the cosine of b is 4 over 5 and b is between 0 and pi over 2. Whew, that's a lot of information. All right, we got this. First, sine of a plus b. Let's just write that out. Okay, did everybody get sine A cos B plus cos A sine B, right? Sine, cosine, cosine, sine, AB, AB, sames. All right, now, how do we fill these things in? Well, we know sine A and we know cosine B. Great. So we've got cosine B and we've got sine A. All right, so we've got that first term. But now we need to find out what the cosine of A is and what the sine of B is. So we're going to combine this information with this information. If A is between pi and 3 pi over 2, that tells me it's over here in the third quadrant. Sine means opposite over hypotenuse. So my negative 12's here, my 13's here. This is a blank 12, 13 triangle. That's right. A 5, 12, 13 triangle. If you didn't know that, you could do Pythagorean theorem, but it's good to know your Pythagorean triples. And then I see this is in the third quadrant, so that's negative 5. So my cosine, my adjacent over hypotenuse, is negative 5/13. So that's what goes there. And now to find my sine B, I'll do the same here. If cosine B is 4/5 and B is between 0 and pi over 2, that means my B is in the first quadrant, cosine, adjacent over hypotenuse, 4 and 5, and then this is a blank 4, 5 triangle. You should be screaming, that's right, 3. And so now my sine, my opposite over hypotenuse, is 3 over 5. And now I can just finish up this math here. Negative 48/65 plus negative 15/65, negative 63/65. Okie dokie. So that is how to take a complicated one like this and use what you know about basic triangle trig and your addition subtraction formulas. Leave any questions you have in the comments. Leave any homework stumpers you've got that you need some help on. Consider subscribing to my channel so you know when I put out a new video. And as always, keep on mathing.